is Parker Montgomery, and today I'm going to be doing my learning objectives final project for Intro to Personality. So, sort of like a little introduction, I found this class to be very, interesting, and it sort of was able to tie a lot of things that I've previously learned sort of more into, personality and development, because a lot of things I've learned have been about personality but haven't focused purely on personality. And so it was really cool to be able to sort of implement everything I've learned and focus on personality as a whole. And so the first learning objective that I wanted to talk about is the Big Five. And conscientiousness is the first trait I'm going to talk about, and sort of common words to describe this trait is organized, hardworking, goal-oriented, responsible, and follow rules. It is a very good trait for future employers/employees, like a trait that employers will look for in employees. Agreeableness is a trait that involves getting along well with others. They're described as cooperative and kind, can perform great communication. And then that is another good trait that is expected and looked for within the workforce. Neuroticism, this is high anxiety/worry, and also can be fear. And then employers are really going to look for more low levels of this when hiring, because you have to be able to keep it together in a work environment. So openness is being open to new experiences, kind and willing to try new things. It's a common trait that most people look for in a partner. Extroversion, very social, outgoing, the center of attention, very energetic, and they enjoy communication. So different components of this would be how these can help predict social development. Or let me try that again. Different components would be how these can predict social development, are a big aspect of future careers and jobs, and how these different traits can affect development just overall as a whole. Self-concept and self-esteem is the next learning objective that I'm going to be discussing. And this self-concept is a broad description of ourselves and how we view ourselves, while self-esteem focuses more on judgments or opinions we have made about one's self-worth, sort of like how we feel about ourselves. And some components to think about is how is this important to development. It can influence how we relate to other people, communicate and interact with others, and deal with a variety of situations in life. How these are similar, yet also different. So self-concept is how we think about ourselves, while self-esteem is how we value and actually view ourselves. This goes down to Maslow's theory on self-esteem, where in his hierarchy, that's a very big part is being accepted and valued by others. And also Sigmund Freud has some work more on self-concept. So the last learning objective I'm going to be discussing is definition of personality. And personality is such a broad subject that I think it's very hard to concise it down into one thing. But here's sort of a big old definition. Personality refers to the unique set of characteristics, traits, behaviors, and patterns of thinking that define an individual's distinct identity and influence their interactions with others and the world around them. It encompasses a person's attitudes, beliefs, values, emotions, and social skills, shaping their overall behavior and responses to different situations. Personality is often considered stable and enduring over time, but it can also be influenced by various factors such as genetics, upbringing, and life experiences. And the three components I'd be focusing on would be basically those. Genetics is more how children show similar traits or characteristics of their parents at a young age. This is how we sort of know that genetics has to do with personality and that can affect it. Environment, where they have been raised and how they have been raised, has a huge impact on the child's development. A positive upbringing will create a more positive personality, while a bad upbringing could create negative traits within a child. And then life experiences, breakups, loss of a loved one, jobs and school experiences, etc., can all impact social development or one's personality. Attachment theory, and this is the actual last learning objective that I will be talking about, that I'd like to learn more about, and that is attachment theory and how it impacts adult relationships. I found it interesting to learn about the different attachment styles and how secure attachment can bring positives to future relationships, while insecure styles such as like avoidant can bring negatives. I would love to learn more about the predictions that can be made about people's future relationships based on their attachment style. In conclusion, I feel as if I learned a lot from this course and was able to correlate this information on in-depth personality with other information I've learned prior in other courses. All information really went hand in hand, and if I had to pick a favorite topic of the semester, it would have to be the Big Five. I really enjoyed learning about the different traits and taking the test, and the interview of, in my case, my mother, was very interesting to see how it compared to my results. So that is my final project. Thank you for watching.